Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to break down key moments in today's opening training camp press conference with Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and Jason Garrett. The conference lasted near 50 minutes. A big brunt of the conversation was the suspension and off-field issues. But I'm going to go through and go through the cut-ups here with you guys on the high points, the key points of the conversation here. So let's get right into it with some of these comments here. Let's look at this. This means camp mode. We're in serious mode because this is camp. Football's here. Excitement in the air. If you're not excited by now, get an adrenaline shot. Stick it in your heart, all right? We're ready to roll. Let's get to the video, all right?
One of the things that I would add to that, the stronger your core base is, the more risk you can take sometimes on individual situations. The stronger your core base is, it allows you to take some risk. If you look closely, look across the league, and you'll see it happen every day. And so when they have that core, and it's strong, it's a whip, it's deep. We've had teams that, in the 29 years that I've been with the Cowboys, that could handle risk in that area better than other teams. Jason's right. This is a basically high core character team.
Okay, so just a couple of seconds before that, Jason Garrett said the core of this team is very strong. And so Jerry Jones has reiterated here, or expanding on that conversation here, that obviously, if you have a strong core with the guys that, they're talking about, Witten, Sean Lee, Tyrone Crawfords of the world, Jeff Heath, these kinds of guys, you can take risks and you can roll the dice. So this is very insightful. I think this is so insightful. I think this is the philosophy they take with them into draft day. Okay, so they're thinking about making these picks here. We've had a lot of misses here, obviously, but DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, these guys. And now I think we kind of know a little bit more here with this insight. They believe that they have a really strong core here it lets them take risks with other players, But we'll see how this works out. But that was pretty interesting insight from those guys. Let's take a look at this next clip.
I get a chance to come to work with Jason Witten every day, and Tyron Smith, and Travis Frederick, and Zach Martin, Dak Prescott, and Cole Beasley, and I can go on and on and on. Sean Lee, Tyrone Crawford, Byron Jones, Jeff Heath, all these guys. We built the team the right way. We value character, and the character of the men in our locker room is as good a character as I've been around in my career, and we believe very strongly in that. And when issues come up with these guys, we address them. Accountability does not mean infallibility. If guys make mistakes, coaches make mistakes, players make mistakes, we address them. All
right, so that's Garrett just going through, further list of guys here, the core character guys here on the team, and talking about, accountability, not infallibility. So basically he's saying they're going to hold these guys accountable, but he also knows that these guys aren't saints. Being infallible means that you're without fault, you're perfect, you're a saint. He's pretty much addressing that he knows that these guys are going to make mistakes. They're not perfect. But as long as you have these core guys around, hopefully, it'll spread on these guys. But, it doesn't look like this team is really going to be more like the Jimmy Johnson kind of thinking, where you're going to cut guys here, if they're fumbling on the field or if they're doing mistakes off the field. Jimmy was he ran a really tight ship here. It's a little bit looser here, obviously, since he's been gone. And this is just more insight here to how they think, It's more about being accountable, all right? But it is what it is, all right? So let's see what they talk about here on the next clip.
Do you want to ask me specific questions in regards to Jalen Smith? Jalen Smith's among a group of guys who have been coming off of injury, and they will start training camp. We will watch them. They'll have a practice schedule that's limited at the outset to make sure they get themselves acclimated, they get their feet underneath them. There's a handful of guys who fit into that category, and Jalen is one of them. Jalen had an outstanding offseason. He's made great strides. He really handled all the work we asked him to handle. He went over every hurdle that needed to go over, so he's in a really good position starting training camp.
Right, so they're talking about Jalen Smith, kind of giving details to how they're going to treat him here for training camp. Same schedule looks like, limited. They're going to bring him along, and I expect this to be how they handle him, the rest of the season, honestly. Through training camp, preseason, that kind of thing. They're going to keep working him in. I think at the end of the day, Jalen Smith, he's going to get his snaps. He'll be on the 53, obviously, but they're going to work him in. He's not going to be a four-down player for us. More situational, that kind of thing, just to get his feet wet. They're going to keep bringing him along. 2018, realistically, honestly, is probably when we're going to see the biggest jump here for Jalen. But nevertheless, this is good news considering the severity of his injury, and the prognosis is good for him. All right, so nothing really surprising here, but we just want to touch on that with you guys here real quick. All right, let's go to the next clip.
For everybody to connect with our football team to focus on what we need to do to live up to what our standards are. And if you ask me what the best thing the Dallas Cowboys did in 2016, it was focus. A lot of potential for distraction last year. And our team came to work. Coaches came to work, players came to work and focused on themselves each and every day. Were we perfect? Absolutely not. But the focus was narrow, it was laser-like. And that's the kind of environment we want to create.
Yes, this is exactly what I talked about here in the last video. Get rid of the off-field. We're on the field now. It's training camp. Focus, laser focus. Jason Garrett nailed it on the head. That's what they did last season, and that's what they're going to do this season. Same drill, right? So this is good. I like hearing this from Garrett. He's going to get these guys laser focused. That's what this team needs. All the off-field craziness didn't look good, but the pads are on. It's time, all right? Laser focus. Let's get this thing going, all right? Let's take a look at this next clip.
He's just like looking at a #1 draft pick out here coming out on the field for the first time. We all know his circumstances and what he needs to overcome. It looks really good. All testing, all feeling really looks as good as I could have hoped that it would look. At the time, we'll see.
All right, so that's Jerry talking obviously more about Jalen Smith. It's coming along, it's looking really, really good according to Jerry here. And this has just been good news after good news on Jalen. This hasn't been something where there's been zero recovery, no chance of recovery. Jalen Smith has said he expects a full recovery. And this is just more indication from Jerry Jones that he's on the right path. This hard work, mind over physical, Jalen's getting it done. Clear eye view all the way. He's going to earn this dream. He's going to get on the field, and he's going to get back to himself. At least as close as he can anyway. But maybe even better. That's what we want. We want these guys to be a better improvement of their collegiate self. So we'll see how this goes. But exciting news here. Good to get that more affirmation here from Jerry Jones. Let's take a look at the next clip.
Anticipate him possibly getting suspended?
I have reviewed everything. As you know, he's had his complete president. There is absolutely nothing, not one thing that I've seen that has anything to do with domestic violence. I don't want to answer you, but I've seen nothing.
All right, so that's Jerry talking about what, obviously, the evidence he's seen here on the Ezekiel Elliott investigation. He's seen nothing, absolutely nothing, to indicate domestic violence. That may be the case, but we'll see. We'll see what Roger Goodell does here. This thing needs to be answered, man. We are waiting too damn long here. Roger Goodell, hurry the hell up, man. Stop teasing us with the non-announcement of suspension or non-suspension. But Jerry feels pretty confident about it. We'll see how Roger sees it, all right? Let's go to the next clip.
Boy, I had a wonderful time before this social media hit. I feel sorry for everybody that's got to go through the years I had when no social media was there. Having said that, there's no question it's different times, different expectation. Our very league, it was almost, it was rare when anybody got suspended the first few years we were in the NFL. Rare. Now then, the policies are such that we have the strictest policies. There are. The NFL goes beyond the law relative to scrutiny.
So that's Jerry talking about the onset of social media and the effect it's having on the NFL as a whole. Obviously, you're in the spotlight. You know, there's a camera here. There's always an eye looking at you. The eagle eye, the eye in the sky. You're being watched, you know, and the bigger star you are, the more you're going to attract attention. Cameras are going to be on you at all times. You know, people are just amazed. They get starstruck. They're going to record you, you know. So it's changed the league, obviously. So that's Jerry talking about that there. Pretty interesting, you know, for him to comment that there weren't many suspensions back before social media. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. There aren't nearly as many suspensions and controversial happenings off the field, you know, until social media really came onto the field here, onto the scene. But let's take a look at the next clip.
That their actions, negative actions, can really impact negatively a lot of people. To answer your question, the stronger the core is, the better it can take the torpedo.
And that for me is the soundbite of the day here. Jerry talking about, you know, again, talking about the core players here. If you have a good core, you can take on the torpedo and your ship won't sink, right? So that's the logic there. But let me know what you guys think here. What do you think about the press conference here on the highlights that we covered here, ranging from, you know, suspension talk, Ezekiel Elliott, social media, that kinds of things. Or just let me know what you guys think about training camp here. How excited are you guys about training camp? Man, I'm pumped about this. I can't wait. Tomorrow, Monday, they're on the field. So look for us to be having more updates here. You know, of course, we'll be doing the weekly updates throughout the week, every day here for you guys, and talking about the highlights of the day. And let's just hope for a healthy training camp, right? Let's get through this, through preseason, healthy as can be. And that's it, guys. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all you guys' comments. Keep them coming, all right? I really appreciate talking to you all, you guys. I try to reply to as many of you guys as I can. And I just keep them coming. I really appreciate it. But that's it, guys. Camp's here. Football's closer. I'm pumped, all right? But that's it, guys. See you for the next video.